Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. I'm Nick Barber, coming to you from a very snowy Boston. We'll get to that in just a bit, but first, Apple will debut its smartwatch in April, according to CEO Tim Cook. The watch will be the first new category of product in more than 4 years. When Apple first showed the watch back in September, the company said it would ship in early 2015. Apple has yet to reveal key details about the product, such as battery life, and overall it's late to the wearable game. Unlike the iPad and iPhone, which defined and created a product category, the company's watch will enter a crowded market with almost every major consumer electronics maker already selling or planning to sell a similar device. For more from Apple and Microsoft, it's over to Melissa Aparicio in San Francisco. Melissa?
Nick, Apple is now neck and neck with Samsung after it reported a blockbuster first quarter. Apple sold a record 74.5 million iPhones in the holiday quarter that ended December 27th. On Thursday, Samsung said it sold 95 million phones. This means that Samsung is still the world's biggest phone maker, but its numbers include both smartphones and feature phones. Samsung doesn't break out its exact smartphone shipments, but tech research firm IDC said the company shipped 75.1 million smartphones, giving it a slim lead over Apple. The popularity of the iPhone 6 was reflected in Apple's record quarterly profit of $18 billion. That's up an impressive 38% from last year. Microsoft came out with second quarter earnings that were boosted by the company's cloud services, with revenue from those products more than doubling from a year ago. Another bright spot was Microsoft's mobile hardware business. Sales of the Surface tablet alone topped $1 billion for the first time, and Microsoft said it sold a record 10.5 million Lumia phones. However, revenue in the business unit that includes Windows sales plunged. The devices and consumer licensing group saw sales drop by 25% to $4.2 billion. Revenue for the quarter that ended December 31st was $26.47 billion, beating analyst estimates and up 8% from the same quarter last year. Profit was $5.86 billion, in line with estimates, but down nearly 11% from the same quarter a year ago. Microsoft had other news this week. Its Office apps for Google's Android operating system are now available. The company also released new Outlook apps for Android and iOS. It's all part of Microsoft's strategy to become more cross-platform friendly across its applications and services. Nick, back to you in Boston.
Thanks, Melissa. A small hobby drone crash landed on the lawn of the White House in Washington, prompting major security concerns that a similar device could be used to harm the president. This drone, a DJI Phantom, was being flown by a government employee at 3 a.m. for fun when he lost control. The drone seen in this video is similar to the one that crashed. According to the New York Times, the White House radar system couldn't detect the drone because of its small size, which is similar to that of a large bird. At a recent Department of Homeland Security conference, a DJI drone was shown packed with 3 pounds of fake explosives to give an idea of how the drones could be used. The pilot who crashed the drone earlier this week has not been charged. Motorola is back in China after a 2-year hiatus, and it's hoping that smartphone customization is the way to win over consumers in a crowded marketplace. Smartphone buyers in China are rarely asked whether they like their phones covered in wood or leather, but that's the idea behind Moto X, which can be customized using what the company calls Moto Maker. Motorola was once a sizable player in the country, but after Google bought it in 2012, it retreated. After Chinese PC maker Lenovo bought Motorola for almost $3 billion, it sought to reintroduce the brand to its home market, and this is the result. The Moto X will start at 3,000 yuan or $487 US. Sony is planning to lay off another 1,000 people from its mobile division as it attempts to bring the unit back to profitability. The cuts will mainly affect Sony's European and Chinese operations and are expected to be announced as part of a restructuring plan unveiled when it delivers its quarterly results on February 4th, according to Japan's Nikkei Business Daily. For the July to September quarter, Sony Mobile Communications reported just 1% year-on-year sales growth. Sony smartphones have received critical acclaim, but their high prices have limited their popularity. Sony also lacks a significant distribution network in the U.S. market. Qualcomm's much-hyped Snapdragon 810 is the most advanced mobile processor on the market, but one flagship device that won't be using it is causing the company some financial grief. Qualcomm warned that its chip division will haul in less revenue than expected because the 810 will not be in the upcoming design cycle of a large customer's flagship device. That customer could be Samsung, which reportedly dropped the 810 from its upcoming Galaxy S6 smartphone because of overheating issues. The Snapdragon 810 is considered an advanced chip for its ability to render 4K video and its support for the latest wireless technologies. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. To find out what's coming up on every week's show, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. As we head out, we'll leave you with some video from the blizzard which hit Boston earlier this week. I'm Nick Barber, and for all of us here at the IDG News Service, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.